Alright, hello guys. Today I'm going to be bringing you a video about a pattern change coming to the western United States. I know a few of you have been wondering if I make a lot of videos for the west or not, and this is one of those videos just because there's popular demand for it, so I'm going to go ahead and make that for you guys. Before I get started though, I would ask that you would subscribe if you do like weather related content, especially if you're in the western United States. I plan on making a lot more west related videos. Also make sure to like the video if you do like this type of video, and if you want me to make more videos about the west, I'll make sure to do that for you guys. Now let's get right into it. We're going to be looking at the upper air pattern here. So this is the winds high up in the atmosphere here. So we can see the overall pattern. This is where you really see the jet streams and everything like that, and the steering and everything. So it works really good to be able to look at this top layer and see what's going on up there. So we see with this white line, this is actually showing us where the jet stream is. I drew over this, so that's why the white line's there. So you see it's one line and then it splits into two. This is very common when there's a high pressure system right there where it is. You can see that in that brown circle that I made right off the coast of California. So that's forcing the jet streams to go around it actually. So we're seeing these two jet streams. One is the northern and one is the southern jet stream here. Now most storms actually follow one of these two jet streams. So you can see that we have a blocking here that's not allowing storms to enter the western United States, and this is why it's been relatively dry for most of you, particularly in the Pacific Northwest. There hasn't been a lot of storms hitting there as of very recently. So that was for today. We're going to go ahead and move on to Wednesday the 24th of October here. This is the evening of that day, not that it really matters. You see that we have this one merged jet stream that's kind of pushing its way towards the west coast here, and that split flow is kind of getting a lot closer to the coast. You can see where that is. I got rid of the lines just because I think it's quite obvious here that you can see where the merged jet stream is. And you can notice that that high pressure system there is moving south. It used to be off the coast of Northern California, and now it's moving its way south to where it's even further west and south of California now. And really both jets are now moving north of that. Now as we move on even further, here is Friday the 26th, and you'll see that we have one jet stream going all the way to the western United States and through it. So now this is going to be a very common storm track here, as we have both jet streams right here, and you can see that red line that I put above the white one. That's actually where I expect a lot of storms to track, right there into British Columbia. More on that in my forecast that is at the end. And then you see that brown area down there where it's still going to be high pressure. So for those people in the southwest, I think that things are going to remain dry for at least the time being, unfortunately. And for the east coast, I'm going to actually make an eastern video in the coming days for what the upcoming pattern holds. So stay tuned for that if you're in the east. And we can see here by the end of the model run, this is hour 384. This is November 3rd. We can see that the stream is starting to try to split again, and we're getting some high pressure in between the two streams here, so it's actually going to try to split after this point, I believe. Not guaranteed, this is pretty far out, but it looks like that's where the end of this pattern will be, and that's when we're going to have the next pattern change, which I will make a video for once we're closer to that, obviously. Now we're going to look a little bit at what it's trying to do with the precipitation. I wanted to do this just so we can see those low pressure systems that this model, the GFS, is trying to put out. Here's the 25th. This is right around when I think the pattern change is going to switch for you guys out there in the west. You see this low pressure system up there in British Columbia. This is actually going to bring a lot of precipitation to the Pacific Northwest, believe it or not. Even though that low pressure system isn't hitting directly, that's also going to bring a lot of precipitation to areas very far south, way further than you'd think. And moving on, here's a completely different system, believe it or not, taking the same exact track. This is for Saturday the 27th. This is bringing a lot of snow to the British Columbia area of Canada, and a lot of rain for that Pacific Northwest, mountain snow as well. So we're seeing a persistent storm track. Here's one that went a little bit further north. This is October 30th, and you can see that that high pressure system's trying to reach back up at this point. It's starting to make its move, but you're seeing a lot of mountain snow there, even down into Colorado, Wyoming, Idaho, northern Nevada, areas like that, with rain pretty much from northern California out to Wyoming northward. Here's our precipitation forecast. This is before the 23rd. You can see there's nothing for the Pacific Northwest. And after that, all the way to the 3rd of November, here's what we have. So you can see that there's upwards of 6+ inches all the way along that Pacific Northwest coast, as well as northern California there, and widespread, half an inch to 2 inches of precipitation there throughout the northwestern United States. That is, everywhere is getting in some of that precipitation. So looking at the snowfall here, I just wanted to mention this. This is as far as it goes, so to the 28th. You can see a lot of mountain snow for Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Utah, Colorado, even portions of New Mexico getting in on some of that, Washington State, Oregon. Lots of mountain snow for those areas, even in Colorado and areas like that. I think that even, you know, Denver could get involved in some of that, but we're going to have to take it with a grain of salt because this is very far out. I will obviously be tracking these storms as they happen, but for now, this is what the pattern looks like as far as snowfall goes. This is really good news for snowpack up there, by the way, guys, if you're following the winter forecast series and everything. So here's my first forecast graphic here. I hope you guys like the new graphics. I'm hoping to use a lot more graphics like this in my videos from now on. So let me know what you guys think of this, how professional it looks, if it looks good to you guys or not. So we're looking here at, this is before the 25th. This is when I think the pattern will be that split flow that I told you guys about, with a southern jet and a northern jet splitting off in the Pacific, and that high pressure system there off of northern California. It'll be a little bit further than that. I just wanted to get the point across. And you see dry conditions for the western United States there. This is really going to lead to dry conditions like I showed you in the rainfall forecast. And you see that low pressure system there on the top left corner there. That's going to track away from the coast and way up into Canada and Alaska. Now, as the pattern switches, this is for after the 25th, you see multiple low pressure systems move onshore to British Columbia with that single merged jet stream there. There's a difference between a single jet stream and a merged jet stream, so it's a merged jet stream. And you can see that high pressure system there is much further south and west than it was before, leading to both jet streams going north of it. Now, this stays dry for California, Nevada, and Arizona, like I said, unfortunately, but you see that entire green area with the white dots in there. That's where it'll be extremely wet, I think, and extremely active for that time frame from the 25th until at least the 3rd of November, it seems like. And then those white regions are obviously where we'll be getting a lot of mountain snow. Anyway, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I hope it kind of quenched the thirst for some of you guys out there in the West that have been waiting for a video. I hope to do a lot more videos for all regions to keep things, you know, more fair. I do cover the East a lot, and I'm going to have more East forecasts for you East Coasters, by the way, so look forward to that. Anyway, I hope you guys all have a great day.